Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Rooted Podcast. Ben is back. He's got his internet figured out, so all is good there. And then we also have a very special guest, Mr. Knox Kronenberg. Did I say that right, Knox?
Yeah, close enough, man. Doesn't really matter.
Hey,
My
it's
last
all
name
good.
gets mispronounced all the time,
Buddy,
really.
so does mine. With a name like Weismuller, and everyone's going, what did he just say? Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Okay. I totally understand that. So we've got a very special guest, but as always, we're going to start this off right. Ben, give us the good word, my friend.
All right, we're in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. That means, guys, dive in, be as close as you can with God, and respect your body and give your whole self to God, all of you, and let him be the total king of you. It's all about surrender. Surrender every part of your life, every part of you to God, and all the rest will fall into place.
There we go. Are you
Beautiful.
religious, Knox?
Oh, man, I love
Yeah.
me some Jesus, man.
Oh,
What
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's like your
That's right.
my best friend, confidant, always there. But
That's right.
I always like to tell people my Jesus is outside. You know, it's like in Talladega Nights where he's like, I like the picture of my Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt. It's like,
Yeah, that's right.
For me, I connect best when we're outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way.
Oh, yeah.
So Knox, just really quick, man. Just tell people kind of like what you do, where you're from, all the fun little tidbits of life.
Awesome, man. My name's Knox Kronenberg. I am from Austin, Texas. I'm a dang proud Texan, but I know y'all are some Tennessee boys, so I'm
Most
can't
Texans are proud Texans. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
we talked about that last time. But I'm marrying a Tennessee girl who is a proud Tennessean and a diehard ball fan.
Oh yeah.
I am a photographer by trade. Currently, we are chasing the dream of creating fine art photography. Basically, that means is I try and come up with an idea that I guess the challenge I always say I'm overcoming is there's 8 billion photographers in the world these days. How do you create a photo cool enough that people want to spend their hard-earned dollars on and put on their wall? And so what we try and do is think of ideas that really tell a story on multiple levels and create images that have depth to them so that when somebody puts them on their wall in their final resting place, they have the ability to connect with them on a one-to-one basis and kind of really have that heart connection to this piece of art because we charge a lot of money for them. The other stuff that we work on is we have a small little outdoor marketing business called the Untold Agency where we focus on helping brands really get exposure to other brands and their audiences through content. And we have a couple really cool young guys that work for us, and they get to travel all over and shoot content around the world. And we've been incredibly blessed. And then I do some consulting for a couple different outdoor brands as well, including one in Austin called Pecos Outdoor. And we create like the world's strongest portable outdoor table. Think Yeti of tables, but we make everything in America.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Sounds
That's
like
awesome.
you're a busy guy.
Yeah. You could say that. It's like if gravity wasn't a thing, I would be spinning off the planet sometimes, for sure.
I like that.
Hey, no other way to be. No other way to be there. So.
Oh.
All right, so brother, my first question to you. If people go to your website, they'll notice a theme with your pictures, and that's that they're all black and white.
Yep.
I guess my question is, why? What's the theory behind it? Is it just something that you like the look of? Is it easy to edit? Is it all the above? I mean, what's your kind of motive there?
Great question. The simple reason that we do everything black and white is because I think color is limiting. Especially in photography. When you look at a film photo, it's like that nostalgic feel. It pushes you back in time. I think a lot of the digital cameras that we shoot with today, the color is so pure and true. It's so accurate that it feels very recent in time. And my whole goal is I want to create images that could live anywhere on this spectrum of the timeline, whether you're thinking that images were created 10,000 years ago or it was created 100 years from now. The black and white is kind of the idea is it lives anywhere on that spectrum. It eliminates the color to pull away and really allows you to engage with the content. I think that sometimes color gets distracting on an image. Every once in a while, we'll have color in the image. I don't know if you've seen the one image on the website called "The Colors of Freedom," but it's everything's black and white but the American flag, and you can't really put the American flag in black and white. Those beautiful three colors need to be shown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they sure do. Absolutely. Well, I've looked at your images and they're fantastic, and you have quite a talent there and a skill set. And one of the questions I have is, from another photographer here, not on the same level, but I do appreciate knowing what kind of gear that you like to use. I mean, you don't have to get into specifics, but I would like to know what kind of lenses you like. Do you prefer Sony, Canon? What's your preferred equipment?
Great question, man. It's so funny because what we do is technically challenging, meaning the smallest photo that we sell is 65 inches long, and the biggest one is 110 inches long. So it takes the absolute best quality and best products, best cameras, best equipment to get these images. Mm-hmm. But I am not a product nerd by any means. For the longest time, I shot with Sony, and the simple reason I shot with Sony is because they were the first to perfect the electronic shutter, and when I was hunting, it didn't make a noise, right? I needed that. I started with Nikon, and the Nikon, even on the first one I was shooting, it was like, even on their silent shutter mode, it's like, you're 10 yards from here, 20 yards from anything, and it's like, this is screaming in your face. So I switched to Sony, shot with Sony for forever, and we have quite a few pieces that of art that we sell today that were shot on the Sony A7R IV, but now what we shoot on is the Fuji GFX 100, which is a medium format 105 megapixel behemoth. It's like a small weapon, and then we have a bunch of prime lenses that run with that. And some work great, and some, to be totally honest, are not super functional.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's awesome. That's kind of interesting that you say that. I've heard several people talking about the Fuji cameras, and I've never used one. I started on Canon way back when, and then I transferred to Sony, just more so for the video side of things. Totally. But I do enjoy the quality of the Sony pictures. However, this new hype that I'm hearing around these Fuji cameras, I mean, that's got my interest peaked quite a bit because, I like taking the best quality image I can.
It's so interesting. I totally understand where you're coming from. And I think about it a lot because I get asked quite a bit on gear if I would shoot Fuji and if I was just content creating. Mm-hmm. And the answer is, man, they're good. I like what it's capable of because the 100 megapixels really do make a difference when the photo's 100 inches long. But I got the A7R IV at 60 something megapixels was everything I ever needed. And it's so much smaller and compact for hunting. Like when I go live out of a backpack for 20 days in Alaska, it's like, man, carrying this Fuji with me, I get somewhere in here. Let me see. I mean, it's massive. Like, this thing weighs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
However many pounds. And this is the smallest lens I've got on it. So carrying this around is a giant ass whip, to be quite frank, to be blunt.
Yeah. So I'm actually filming this podcast right now on the R2.
Oh, heck yeah. I got one of them up here on my shelf.
I love the R2. John is upgrading to the S2. He's going to start doing some filming and stuff up there, and I just upgraded to the FX3.
They can see in the dark, man.
Yes, they can. There's something about that 12,800 ISO. You can crank that baby up, and then the other native is 800 ISO, so you can bring that thing down, even in the brighter lights, throw an ND filter on there. But the real thing I love about the FX3 is the fans. Because when we're out there, like say we're saltwater fishing and it's really hot, I don't have to worry about those cameras overheating. Or like right now during turkey season, it's almost 90 degrees here in Tennessee. There ain't no way that the R4, R2, or even the S2 could handle filming all day in that without overheating.
They get smoked.
Yeah, they do. So that's why I wanted to segue to the FX series because of that fan, and it gives that nice, beautiful cinematic quality. And, one thing that I'm trying this year is I also picked up the FX30. And the reason why is because I like that crop sensor on a full frame lens because it gives me that 1.5 extension and it's still 4K 120. So, it's like, well, now my 600 mil lens is a 750.
Totally. No, 100%. And it's interesting because when we were doing a bunch of run and gun production, we filmed a lot on, it seemed like clients wanted to pay a higher dollar if you were shooting on a red. And that it didn't last super long because that FX3, I think, just, took a dump on the red Komodo specifically, sorry, red camera, but those cameras just don't see in the dark, and when we're filming hunting and fishing and doing what we do and what we love, most of the good stuff happens in that blue light, and you need to be able to capture it. If you can't capture it, that camera is rendered largely useless. That's one of the things I do not like about the Fuji GFX. Since it's a medium format, the sensor is 5x4 instead of 35 millimeter, meaning f4 on my Fuji is the equivalent to like f2.2 with the focal distance on my Sony, but it doesn't let as much light in. So it's the amount of light that comes in. So I have to really push the ISO if we're shooting early or late at night, which is sometimes can be a whip. And it does really good on the grain that you see if you push these higher ISOs, but I try and limit how high I go because of the size. You just you have very, very little room for error. And as a photographer, Ben, you may appreciate that because like when you see your images, at big, there's no room for error. And for me, that's the funnest challenge because I get to say, all right, I'm going to go figure out how to put all these pieces of the puzzle together, get all these characters, get all these people together, figure out the frame I want, and then I got to go create it, and it's got to be tack sharp and perfect. Otherwise, I can't sell it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was going to mention something too that you were talking about the red. The red does not have image stabilization built in to the camera, and the FX3 does, which is huge when you're doing those cinematic slow motion walking, or let's say like you have a gun in your hand and you're trying to do product videography and just whatever you're trying to do. If you're in motion, having that stabilizer built into the camera and the lens makes it really forgiving when you go to post and slow that thing down. It's not near as shaky. Now, I still say, use a gimbal if you can, but it really helps make your final product look really nice and smooth.
It sure does. I couldn't agree with you more.
So, Knox, you're talking about getting a bunch of characters together and people. How many people are generally involved in a shoot that you do? What kind of goes into that? Do you have a crew of people? Do you have a team? I mean, are we talking like weeks to prepare? What kind of goes into something like that?
Great question. I'll give you kind of the full spectrum, and then you can poke and prod and ask questions where you want. We've done shoots with one person on 2 days of notice, and we've done shoots with 70 people on 2 years of notice. Wow. Or not notice is the wrong word, but preparation, right? Like we just did a shoot that I'm super proud of in West Texas, and we did 3 different sets in a day. The first set we had maybe 10 people, and the second and third maybe 15 or 20 helping produce. I mean, they're full on sets at that point. But the first photo that we captured was an image titled "A Texan Prayer." I don't know if I told you all about this when we talked on the phone, but I'll kind of run you through it. So there's a country musician named Braxton Keith, and he's got this song called "Cold Hard Steel and Sand." If y'all haven't heard of it, it's awesome. But he's got this one line in there where he said, "All the pump jacks bow their heads in prayer." And that metaphor, it just like punched me in the face. Yeah. And I don't know if y'all have spent much time in West Texas, but they call it the Iron Orchard. There's pump jacks basically everywhere you look, especially in Midland. And that metaphor of all of them sitting there bobbing their heads in prayer, I thought was so beautiful. And so the image we created, titled "A Texan Prayer," started the first time I heard that song and was created 3 weeks ago in Midland, Texas. And the principle of it is, I think there's 4 gods in Texas. There's the Almighty himself, there's cowboys, oil and gas, and rain. And so the image is a cowboy kneeling with his horse, praying, hat off, hat in hand, and the pump jack's also bowing his head in prayer, and they're both sitting there praying for rain, because you can drill for rain or drill for water, pray for water, but you can't command water. Everything else you can kind of command. And so the idea is God's working together with these guys, and it was the coolest. I mean, talk about an answered prayer to have that photo shoot happen. We could do an hour on just that photo shoot. It was so crazy how many prayers had to be answered to make it happen. But in the bottom of the frame, you see these storm clouds rolling in.
Wow.
Which was just again an answered prayer. Like can't Photoshop that.
So I mean, you get this idea from listening to the song. Okay, do you just like drive around West Texas and knock on a door and be like, "Hey, random dude, you're not gonna believe this, but I got an idea." How does that happen? I mean, how do you find these people?
That's a great question. So I have the coolest lady in the world. Her name is Gracie. She's a total badass. She's a double widow, has fought for everything she's ever had. And she's built a really incredible business around her horses because she's so gentle and such a good horse trainer and wrangler. She started to work on these TV shows. I've actually known her since I was like 14 years old because she went to high school with my dad. And I called her a few years ago trying to find just separately. And she was like, "Hey, I'm actually in this movie business a bit now, and we're getting a bunch of jobs. And if you know anybody, just let me know." And I was like, "Well, hey, I'm actually doing this art stuff now, and we need movie-esque stuff all the time. Can you help me?" And so, John, when I tell you I can call her for anything, if I said, "Hey, Gracie, I need a grizzly bear in Austin, Texas in 48 hours, she would be like, "It's going to cost you a lot of money, but he'll be there."
Wow.
It's crazy. And so she's my go-to when I have an idea. She gets the first call. And I was in Midland scouting out locations, trying to figure out where I wanted to do this shoot. And she called me and she was like, "Hey, I just got connected to a cowboy. He lives about 15 minutes from town. Go drive out to his house." And I had 4 minutes before I could jump on my flight. Drove out to his house. Turns out to be he works with a church there who knows a cowboy who ended up being the cowboy in our photo. And his son runs 50 sections of land for cows out there. And so he's like, "We can go find a pump jack out there. I've got the cowboy. You know, if you need horses, I can bring horses." And it ended up being this really cool moment, and everybody came together. And one of the cool people that we had on set with us that time is a guy named, I can't think of Jason's last name, but Jason is the head wrangler for Taylor Sheridan on all of his films. Yeah. And Jason lives in West Texas. And so he brought horses in. Nice. And it was awesome. We did another shoot that day on an actual drilling rig on a drilling site. And Jason gave me one of the cooler compliments I've had in the last, I don't know, in my lifetime. Because he's been on every movie set. He's been in the movie business since he's 18, and he's in his early 40s, mid 40s now. And he said it was the coolest, most energetic set he had been on in the last decade at least. So it was a blast.
That's incredible. Now, these people on the set, these are people that work for you, or are they like?
Yeah, nobody's full time, man. But it's all hands on deck. I got my mom sitting there helping me chase this dream.
I love it.
Yeah, it's everybody can see the vision, and one of the things that we try and do on set is say, you know, I'm the guy kind of leading the charge, but if you have an idea, every idea is welcome to come to the table, and that's how some of the best images we've created have come about through these cowboys or through the people behind the camera telling me, "Hey, what if you do this, 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 or this?" Because I can't see everything, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Sounds like we need us a lady like that, John, for our TV show. We've been trying for 5 years now, and we're getting there. We're rolling, but that's who we need for the TV show side of things.
Oh, dude, everybody needs a Gracie. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Gracie.
I just need that for life, let alone business.
100%, man.
Everyday living. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about your media company that you have these young guys working. Do y'all do like video shoots for people? Do you film episodes? Are you editing? Kind of give us a rundown of that.
Great question. It's evolved a lot. It was largely a production company all through college. That evolved, and then we got a new partner, and we started it was more of a small scale marketing business, helping run social media and creating content. Kind of what I tell people is we don't do any episodic stuff, but we do a lot of run and gun content stuff for brands that I've worked with in the past or brands that my partner has worked with in the past. And the way it really looks is I have a lot of people that still reach out to me because I was in that world for so long. And one of my, well, not one of, my North Star in life is to inspire passion in others on a mass scale. And the second is to be the light in the dark. But the only way I can do that is if I chase my own passions. So my passion has evolved from the content into more of the art. So I say no to a lot of this stuff, but instead of saying no and just letting it go down the way, we've got a couple of these young guys that have been, interning for us or working for us for so long that I get to pass these jobs now to them. So like, for example, I think we sent a kid to Mongolia, Honduras, Bahamas, Mexico, Costa Rica, and maybe Nicaragua all last year. And for me, I get so much fulfillment out of seeing them go and chase their dream and get to realize that, hey, if they do what they love, good stuff happens and they can chase it as hard as they can. And man, it makes me so happy. And the experiences and the stories they bring back are priceless for me. And, I don't like saying as a businessman that we don't operate the business for money, but it doesn't make me as much money as effort we put into it because it's mostly to try and help elevate these younger guys.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's wonderful. And, there may be a time that, we need some help on the TV show side of things or the podcast side of things, something like that. So
yeah, man,
always looking for something.
Yeah. And these young guys, they're respectful and they're good. They're good kids, man. Like we've sent them with some important people and they come back with good reports. So that's always great, because when you send somebody working for you to work for somebody that's under your reputation, you always kind of hold your breath a little bit.
Yeah. It's a little different whenever it's your name and money on the line per se.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Knox, my family used to own a restaurant. I'm a chef by trade.
Oh, awesome.
And one of the things was always whenever we would maybe start making enough and start kind of trusting people enough to where maybe we could take a night off and we would go do something. And you're like, boy, I hope they're doing good. Because I live in a small town, and it's people know that we own it. So if it sucks, it's not the cook's fault. It's the wise mother's fault.
Yeah. 100%.
So I totally feel you, man. It was like, all right, here we go. I'm gonna trust you, but if you screw it up, we're gonna have to fix some things.
I was raised, and this might be a little politically incorrect for some people, but my dad said, all you're born in this world with is your word and your balls. If you lose one, you lose both. So
that's it. That is it. Shoot, that is it.
Hey,
no two ways about it. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Well, hey, speaking of growing up, how did did you always grow up wanting to do photography? I mean, did you always kind of have a camera in your hand? I mean, when did you start, and how did you start doing this? What kind of drove this to be what it is today?
So, great question. To bring it all kind of full circle, my North Star in life, I always tell people, is to inspire passion in others on a mass scale.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because my life has been a natural evolution of passion. I've been incredibly blessed to have two amazing parents that have done nothing but support me and allow me to chase my dreams every step of the way. And when there's hurdles or walls, they're like, well, get over it. Quit complaining, just figure it out, keep going. And so what I always tell people is my passion started at an early age with the outdoors, started with bass fishing, evolved to fly fishing. When I was in high school, I actually competed for the U.S. fly fishing team, the youth fly fishing team.
Wow.
Which was this really cool experience, allowed me to see a couple different parts of the world, and then also opened some doors to where I did a couple TV shows and different traveling experiences and had these sponsors from the team. And through travel and through these sponsors, really fell in love with photography and the idea of capturing images to show my friends where I was going. But then it evolved from there to where the brands needed content of the products being used. And I was like, well, I know how to use the products, and I'm learning how to take the photos. And had a really awesome guy in South Carolina believe in me in my freshman year of college and gave me an internship in the Hells Bay. And me and his son just ripped up and down the coastline of Florida and South Carolina, taking photos of the Hells Bay. and for a couple other brands. And I was like, people will pay me to take photos? This is crazy. And then I think it was sophomore year of college, probably, we started that production company. And I really used it as an avenue to travel all over the world creating content for, it started with the people that were sponsoring me for the team and then just kind of evolved from there. But it wasn't always like when I was a kid, I was taking photos. I've always needed a creative outlet, but it really stemmed from my love of fly fishing. And I always tell people to this day, like casting a fly rod, that's my medicine. I can sit there and just cast a fly rod. It slows me down.
Well, I mean, you got to focus on it,
Totally.
It's just like anything else in life, bow hunting is a big one. Something that takes, at least for me, because I got this podcast and, then of course I work, I just had a baby and I've got another business with my brother. And it's like all these things are happening. When I do something that takes my complete and utter focus, that calms me down.
100%, man. I'm the same way. It's like getting in that zen. You're like, I just need to slow down and
just breathe, step back, zoom out, and just all I'm worried about is sticking this arrow through that critter. That's it. Not thinking about anything else. Hey, man, how's this house doing? Are we going to make a good flip? Has the baby crying? Nope. Arrow, critter. That's all I'm thinking about.
I agree, man. I think that's important for us as men, too, because we get so busy and get moving so fast. If we don't take a chance to slow down, at least for me, I don't want to speak for y'all.
No,
I'll keel over, man. I go crazy.
Yeah, well, you just don't know when to stop.
100%.
No. Yeah, absolutely. And, you're talking about fly fishing. Well, in a week and a half, I'm headed to Billings, Montana to do a turkey hunt. But while I'm there, I'm going to try to catch my first cutthroat trout on the fly rod. I've never caught one before. I love tying my own flies. I absolutely enjoy catching fish on a fly rod. Love it. Love every second of it.
You should be able to knock it out. You know what river you're fishing outside of Billings?
I do not. I just know I'm going to try to kill a Merriam first, and then from the Merriam, I'm going to go to the fly fishing.
Man, that's awesome. So let me ask you this, Ben, because growing up in Texas, we have Rios, right? Rios are just dumb.
Yeah, correct.
For the most part, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And I've never, I've killed turkeys, and don't get me wrong, I love sitting in the turkey woods and listening to gobble in the morning and calling them in. But I'm like the most addictive person on the planet. Like when I'm into something, I'm all in. But I've never gotten bit with that crazy turkey addiction. Like it sounds like some of you boys have. Yeah.
I have. That's
man. Yeah. So the deal with the turkeys is I grew up chasing them in Alabama, which is one of the hardest states to kill them in. And it was just getting beat that I hated. I hated them turkeys whipping me because I was the most competitive human you've ever met, and I still am. Like, I'm mad at these turkeys right now. I saw one strutting out there earlier, and I was like, boy, I could kill you in 2 seconds. But I'm going to wait because John's coming this weekend so we can film it. I'm going to wait, but I promise you, I could take you out right now. I'm already strategizing in my mind of how to hit that creek and follow it around and just pop up over the bank and yow. See you later. But man, it stems from the competitive side of me when I was chasing them in Alabama because it was so hard. They'll gobble 20 times on the limb. As soon as their feet touch the ground, they shut up. So you really have to be able to strategize, go in, find them, figure out their roost. And sometimes they decide to be Rios and you can just kill them.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, an Eastern decides to be an Eastern, and they're like, no, man, look, I know what you boys are up to. Yeah. That didn't sound like Sally from yesterday, so I'm going to shut up now. So, it's just...
Absolutely.
That actually
it comes from the chase,
sense.
Man.
Yeah, well, I'm angry at I don't know if y'all know much about saltwater fly fishing, but I'm angry at permit, and it's the same thing. You do everything right 100 times, and 100 times they'll still say, "Screw you, get out of here." And I love that challenge. Maybe that's why. Maybe I need dumber or smarter turkeys. Maybe my turkeys here are too dumb.
They are. Dude, even the turkeys in Tennessee when they decide to be an Eastern, they can be the hardest
It's
birds to
tough.
kill on the face of the earth.
Especially public land, you know.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I'm telling you, if you can kill a public land eastern, you can kill any turkey ever. That's just a fact of life.
In
I
any
believe
state
that.
across the
Yeah,
U.S.
don't matter, dude.
And what about Merriam's? I've only hunted Merriam's a handful of times. Are they as smart
I've
or
never
no?
hunted them. I've heard they're
From
not,
what-
but
yeah.
I've never hunted them, so I don't really
Yeah.
know. But I would love to one day, hopefully.
From what I hear, the Merriam is dumber than the Rio.
Oh,
So-
that makes sense.
So,
I
yeah.
remember I was shed hunting. I went to school in Colorado for a little bit, and I was shed hunting up there. And I saw some, and I was like, "Holy cow!" And this was public land, and I was like, "I bet you I could come back." And I flipped a turkey call on in my pocket, and they came running to me, man.
Nice.
I mean, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna come back here next week and try and stick one with a bow." And then I came back and called them in, and when I drew back, I let the arrow fly, and it was just a little left, and just went right through his wing. You know, when he's sitting there,
yeah.
and he flew over this gorge. You know, and I was
Mhm.
just watched him fly perfectly away out of my dreams, and that was my one Merriam shot.
Dang. It
But
does
they're
happen.
beautiful.
Mm,
Yeah, they are.
Those white tips on the feathers, man, they are
Oh, cool.
absolutely. That's what I think is so cool about all the different species of turkeys. And, you know, me and John love turkeys. We love them. I'm a duck dude by trade, but I do love the deer. I love good, mature whitetails. But man, turkeys for me, it's the chase because we're making a critter go against nature. Because you know as well as I do that the hen goes to the tom. That's why he's gobbling. So we're making him come to us, and that's all part of the fun. Is
He don't like it.
we're
Oh, it's
beating his instincts.
Yeah, 100%, man. I like that idea of beating his instincts, but man, it's like bugling an elk or rattling a whitetail. There's just nothing better when you get to call them in and see, like watching a tom running at you and stop to strut and gobble. You're like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
they sneak up behind you and gobble. Oh, right behind you and make you jump 10 foot.
Yeah.
I would say that,
man.
you know, if I ever got into elk hunting, which it's on the list of things to do, I would say that I would really, really love that because to me, it kind of combines the deer hunting and the turkey hunting world. You know, the thing for me, what the thing I always loved about turkey hunting was just I always felt like I had a chance because I can call, I can use different tactics. Deer, I'm just kind of sitting there, and of course there's tactics and everything to hunt deer. But man, whenever I figured out that if I get good at this turkey calling thing, I can talk to an animal, I was like, that's crazy. So
that's a good premise too. I never thought about it that way. You're I'm going out here and I'm going to go flirt with some toms.
Dude,
you know
literally,
what I mean?
I'm like, I'm
communicating. Be the hottest chick in the woods today,
dude.
man.
Yeah, I always think of it like, okay, I'm talking to a turkey.
Yeah.
What does he want me to say right now? And you know, and then
whisper sweet nothings.
Hey, all I'm doing. That's it. I'm like, hey, baby, come on, everything's all right.
And then
it's gonna be just fine.
Yeah,
come right here.
Yeah, exactly. He rounds the corner and it's just an old plastic decoy and a hairy redneck sitting in the woods.
Ain't it amazing that something with that size of a brain, that humped rubber decoy, could just absolutely outsmart you? That's the saddest thing in the world.
It is, man. But they do it every time.
Maybe it's the saddest thing in the world, but I'm not gonna lie, man. They'd get me if I was a turkey, it would get me too.
Oh yeah, me too.
I've been in that dumb, numb brain way too many times.
Absolutely.
No, me too.
Buddy, they are not thinking straight whenever they come in there like that.
No.
I can tell you that right now.
Numbed up brain right there.
That's right.
Yeah, man. No, I absolutely love it. This year, it's kind of been a flip of a season for Ben and I. He usually always starts out strong, and well, this year I was the one sending him pictures too, and I wasn't getting any back, and I was like, "What's going on over there, man? You know what the heck?"
Yeah.
And it's just been weird, but I mean, I saw 3 die on opening day, and then my dad's missed one, but you know, we got him on one, and then I got my buddy to shoot his first one ever, so that was super awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I just freaking love it, man. And you know, it was funny because kind of going back to what you were saying with the whole media thing, you're just trying to help people. I work with this dude who I went to high school with, and he's been talking about hunting turkeys, and he keeps going, and he doesn't really know what he's doing, and he just you can't kind of close the deal. And I said, dude, if you don't kill one this weekend, we'll go the following. And so we did just that, and I brought him out there, and it was super cool. We had hens around us all morning. We had hens 5 yards away from us at times, and then eventually, here comes the big old Tom, and he got to shoot him. And I'll tell you, dude, the moment that, and this is the only moment I've had in my life where the Eastern acted like a Rio, what we were going about earlier. We should not have killed this turkey. Should not have happened. We're literally sitting there. Bird comes in, and Buddy pulls up his gun, pulls the trigger, and not necessarily a click, but like the action shifted forward because it wasn't like engaged all the way. So it was more like a shook, and I was like, "What the heck was that, dude?" And I'm like, "Okay." And thankfully, I had my gun. And I was like, "Well, just in case, whatever." So I gave it to him. Well, we checked to see if there's a shell in there. Same thing happens. The action doesn't go all the way. It's the same thing happened again. And I'm like, dude, I know my gun freaking works. What the heck? What just happened? So I'm like, give me my gun back. I'll fix that. Try your gun again. I think it's broken, but try it. So I get mine good. And in the middle of me getting my gun good again, he tries his again. It just doesn't work. I still don't know to this very second what happened. But I give him my gun back. So this is the fourth time he's pointed a gun at this turkey. And he finally, the gun goes off, the turkey dies, and everything's hunky-dory.
No way.
But I'm like, hey, buddy, just so you know, this doesn't happen. You were meant to kill this turkey, but this will never happen again in your life. Just so you know.
Don't get used to it, man.
yeah.
Never.
It was
it's like that beginner's luck, man. That's a real thing.
It is.
It's a real thing.
Absolutely.
It is, man. I know several people that on their first duck hunt kill a double-banded mallard, and I'm like, you don't realize what you just did.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're ruined for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
like,
only down from here, buddy.
Yeah. Before you know it, you'll be shooting limits of coots just to say you did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
No, my first duck was a double-banded mallard. And
exactly.
Golly, I'll lose my mind.
I would too.
Came in, feed up, Winks cup right in my face. Yeah. Good luck.
Right. Yeah.
So what about you, Knox? What's kind of your favorite thing to hunt? Is it? I see you obviously big giant. I'm sure Texas buck behind you.
That is 100% Texas buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Texas deer. Man, it's interesting. I've killed a lot of deer. I'm really mad at the feathers, man. Is kind of what I tell people. I am mad at ducks. I love dove hunting and I love quail hunting. I got a sweet little English cocker bird dog. He's an awesome retriever, and so getting to work him is like one of my favorite things. And my patience, I don't have as much time anymore. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to choose one, I want to go bird hunt. There's just nothing quite like some ducks cupped in over you.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Ben knows all about that.
Oh buddy, do I? I love them ducks now. I love every second of it, and
me too.
We need to get together this season and film an episode together of duck hunting.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
I'm in.
Yeah, look.
Don't come here. Central Texas duck hunting is like asking for failure. We are like we're like the craziest duck hunters because we're going to go out and maybe see one bird and be stoked sometimes. But we got if we want to do something in Texas, I can scare up some birds, but they're not here like they should be, and I wish they were. But the coast has birds, and up north in Texas has a bajillion birds. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
the Panhandle, they're hunting dry fields. It's crazy. It looks so cool.
Hey, I'm all about it. The way that I duck hunt is just follow Ben. I don't really know. I just kind of hang it down.
Seems like a good move.
Hey, look, it's worked out so far for me. So I'm kind of like, why change now? I duck hunted a couple times. I was like 15, 16, but man, I grew up in East Tennessee. There's some farm ducks, but I'm not hunting a flyway. I don't. And it's
just kind of the same thing as Central Texas. It's not a flyway here, but I've gotten the bug,
Oh, I do enjoy it. I really do. I mean, anytime that I get a chance to go, I'm all the way in. But when it comes down to it, if I had to pick one, man, I'm picking turkeys.
That's so interesting. Turkeys over everything, huh?
Over it now, and I'll tell you this: I don't know if I'm really willing to say it, but I would almost say I like bass fishing more than deer hunting. I'd say deer hunting's got it by just a little bit, but I will take bass fishing, man. I do
Really?
love me some bass fishing.
I do too. Have you? There's a lake here in Texas, and some people might get mad that I say it on a podcast, but whatever. It's exploded, and I'm sure if you're a bass fisherman, you know about it. It's called O.H. Ivy.
O.H. Ivy.
Yeah, have you
Never
seen
heard
it?
of it. No.
Oh, John, when we hang up, just go look up O.H. Ivy on YouTube.
It sounds like I just need to go with you.
I don't know it that well. The guy who owns that outdoor company, Pecos Outdoor, is a giant bass fisherman and competed professionally for a long time. And
oh wow, okay.
And
I'm not that good.
He's a nerd about it, like a
nerd
about it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
They're catching 15, 16, 13, 14-pound fish out of there.
Dang.
Well,
It's
look,
crazy.
Ben will tell you every time Ben and I spent over a year together in tight quarters, buddy, in a pickup truck on the highway and in some ratchet hotel rooms, pal. We got close quick.
We did.
And so every time we drove over a piece of water, I just look out and go, bet you there's fish in there I can catch.
Heck yeah. No, it's so funny. I couldn't understand that feeling more, John. I bet you there's not a body of water within 30-minute circumference of Austin, Texas that I haven't been kicked out of or tried to fish.
Yeah, man. I feel that on every level.
I had that bass fishing bug as bad as you can get it.
Yeah, dude. I've had the cops called on me bass fishing. Not because I did anything bad. I was just there. And
it looks good. I'm gonna fish. Yeah.
If people didn't like, I'll never forget, dude. I was like 16, and I was fishing this pond that, buddy, I was fishing there before the roads were there, and now roads and houses are around it. I'm like, well, that's y'all's problem, not mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been
I don't
here
see any signs that say I can't fish.
So I was like, sorry about it. I'm fishing.
Yeah.
And,
I was fishing a hotel pond one time, and I was hooked up, and the security guard came over, and they're like yelling at me, "You can't fish here." Why not? Because we said so. No, you didn't. Like, there's no signs anywhere, and they're like, "I've been working here for 15 years, and nobody's ever said that." I was like, "Well, you put a sign up, maybe I'll listen." But there's nothing here that says I can't fish. Yeah.
What's the big deal, dude?
Yeah.
No, I do. But listen, man, I really do love deer hunting. It's super, especially at the Sinking Creek Ranch where Ben's at right now. That place is loaded down. Got some big old deer. Yeah, man, it's super fun. I really need to get into elk hunting. I need to just get out there. Is kind of the problem, but yeah, man.
There's a guy I'll connect y'all with. He's a guy that I've hunted elk myself public land a few times, failed miserably with a bow. But I filmed a couple successful hunts that have been awesome. And there's a guy that we hunt with out of New Mexico. His name's Casey. Last name starts with a K. He's kind of like ours, John. I just can't pronounce it.
Hey, buddy, I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kind of my go-to out west guy because, I mean, I don't know if y'all know much about it, but it's so hard. It's like Texas. You go to Academy and buy a tag, and you can go kill 7 deer the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out west, it's like you got to draw and do all this. So he helps me, and he's got a really cool company called The Draw that helps you figure out, how to apply and how to build these kind of hunt plans so you can start building points over years so you get these better units. But, man, we had a hunt a couple years ago where we killed like a 363 bull on Halloween day, and they were rutting their brains out, which is late for them. And it was one of the coolest hunts I've ever gotten to witness. But again, I've never successfully killed one myself, but I've watched them die a few times.
Yeah, it's got to just be incredible. I mean, because I get fired up when a 20-pound turkey gobbles in front of me. I can't imagine.
Just a screaming bull is like,
just 1,000-pound animals.
Just like chucking like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Ben and I have got to get out there and film it and do it, and put a few bulls on the ground for sure.
Yeah, if y'all want, I can connect y'all to this guy. He's a good stand-up guy, ex-military, total badass.
Sounds great.
Chasing the hunting guy dream.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That is awesome.
So I've got a couple more questions about the photos here. I saw that there's a gallery in Jackson Hole. What?
Yeah, man.
What? I mean, I understand what a gallery is, but I guess how did that come about? Why Jackson Hole? if you live in tech? I mean, I'm kind of
Great
trying to
question.
connect the dots.
Yeah, I mean, the simple thing is we try and bring art to target-rich environments. You know, where the money is, we like to try and be near or show up there.
Jackson
We
Hole's
had
a good place for that.
it's a good spot. I also am wildly in love with Jackson Hole. Uh, it's the most wild place out west because of the proximity to Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most dramatically beautiful spot, in my opinion, in the
Wow.
lower 48. The Tetons are just jaw-droppingly crazy beautiful.
Man,
It's
I
hard,
need to get
hard,
out there.
and the wildlife is just second to none as far as proximity. In my opinion, I think one of the natural wonders of the world is the elk refuge they have there.
Okay.
It's a few thousand acres, maybe it's 10. I don't know how big it is, but in the wintertime, the storms, all the snow pushes these elk down into the valley, and it literally is backs up to town. Like when you come from the airport, you drive through the elk refuge to get to town.
Hmm.
There will be 8 to 10,000 elk in there in the winter.
Golly.
It's unbelievably
That's
beautiful. And
wild.
oh, it's crazy. And so it was a really cool answered prayer. There's an amazing lady there that has been unbelievably helpful and kind and really helping us out. And so we have an awesome partner, and it was kind of a don't say no to this opportunity, but say
Yeah.
yes really, really fast. And we said yes really fast, and we're just kind of figuring it out. And I've got an awesome gal who runs the gallery for me there. And so this summer will be an interesting test. This summer will be the first summer we've been open. We opened for a few weeks in the wintertime, and it's been closed because it's kind of the mud season there, but it'll open up again in into May, I think, early June, when
Okay.
people start coming back out there. But
And-
it's exciting.
And now at the gallery, they can obviously buy the pieces there and all that jazz.
Yeah, the gallery. One of the interesting challenges that we have is we charge quite a bit of money for these pieces of art. And so when I say, hey, look at this photo on my phone, it's going to be 100 inches long, and they're like, and it's going to be X dollars. They're
Yeah.
like, huh, all right. But when you see it in person, it brings that value a little bit easier because they're huge, and we put so much effort into them. And then one of the really cool things, I don't know if I mentioned this, that we try and do is because I have that production background, so much goes into the thought and the narrative of each of these pieces that we try and have a behind the scenes video that shows you kind of who, what, when, where, why, and how we created each one, so that when my collectors buy that art, they get that video with it, so that when somebody comes over their house and goes, what in the heck is that? Is that AI or is that Photoshop? You could say, no, it's this crazy kid from Texas. Look at this stuff he put together, and watch how crazy this is.
That's great. How do you come up with the prices? Obviously you don't have to disclose how much anything is if you don't want to, but I mean, is it based off how big the crew was or how long it took? Or
no, man, we have the pricing's super similar across the board. They start at $11,000 a piece, and they go up from there. They're very limited edition. We only make 11 in 2 sizes, so 22 total of each image, and they're all really, really large. And then everything comes fully framed. So my cost is dramatic in each one. And to be quite frank, we spend tens of thousands of dollars to get the photos sometimes. And so a lot of it is the production cost that goes into what we create.
Who actually prints those? Do you do that, or do you outsource that?
I have an awesome printing partner in town that does all my printing and framing for me. It's a total, again, answered prayer moment, crazy story. I was using a bunch of different mom and pop shops that were fantastic, just wildly expensive, and called this guy and was like, I need to add another mom and pop print shop. And the guy was like, well, let me tell you about what I do. And they've got 500,000 square feet of printing facility, and it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a massive business. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Man, it's the dream. It is the dream.
You say the dream. That's what me and John are doing. He started with me on the TV show when I first wanted to do it. I said, hey, man, look, I don't know if I can pay you or not, but this is what I'm doing, and you're welcome. And we've been running together ever since. So,
how cool is that?
Yeah. And
I think that's what we're supposed to do as humans, though, man. And that's kind of why inspiring passion is my North Star, because I can see it in y'all's eyes. There's just a difference when you meet somebody that's aligned with what they're doing. It's just not work at that point. You're driving at it as hard as you can, and you may work people next to you under the bus, but it doesn't feel like you work if you really love it.
And
I think for me, that's one of the most severely lacking qualities, and at least people, our age and my age. And I'm like, man, how can I want to just figure out ways to inspire that in others. Cause it's just such a, man, when you wake up with that fire burning inside you, there's just nothing better.
Nothing better than that.
Yeah, sorry, Ben. Go on.
Or I was just going to say, or sitting there seeing a picture before it's made, seeing the final product before it's done, or
Dude,
thinking
that's a
about
talent, man. Having that vision.
Yeah. Thinking about different shots you need to get for an episode, how they're going to lay together. And you can see the finished product before it's done. That
100%. Yeah, I think that's what
awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's where, the people that say they're not creative, which I don't think I'm a believer. I think everybody's got creative capabilities, but we can see that. Yeah, we can see that final product before it's created, which, when you see it here for so long and then you get to see it for real in front of you, it's so validating. It's
it is.
Yes.
Absolutely, dude. It's incredible. And it really blew my mind how striking close that the food world and this photography, videography world are. Of course, it's totally different in the sense of, one involves food and one just straight up doesn't in one aspect. But, there's plenty of times where we went into the kitchen, my dad and I, and just like, okay, I'm thinking this. Let's go play. And it's like, boom, 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 here we go, this, that. Nope, okay, that sucked. Hold on, try this. And then it comes out, and then you serve it, and then someone you never met in your life is like, dude, that was awesome. You're like, yes.
Let's go.
It. And dude, it's just that validation it's such a good feeling, man.
Totally. Sure is.
So same thing with this. And it's like, whenever I started filming, dude, I didn't know anything, man. I barely knew how to turn it on and where to point it, let alone you talk about ISO and f-stop and da-da-da. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. What? I'm like, you're speaking Spanish, bro. I don't know what's going on, right? And of course, now I know a little bit, nowhere near as much as y'all, but I know enough to get by. And, same kind of thing. Whenever someone comes up to Ben and I, is like, hey, man, I really liked your episode, or, whatever. It's like, oh, dude, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's such a team effort, especially for us. It's like, I may have filmed this part and he filmed this part, and then he edited it, and then we shot this B-roll and we put it together this way because of this and that. And it's, a lot. I'm sure, just like your photos, Knox, there's just a lot of thought,
Man.
I don't think people really see the prep work to get to this 100-inch photo. Like, no. You need to see the 20-second video to see how we got to this frame photo.
100%, man. And I love what you said about team, because that's one of the most important things for me. I don't ever want anybody to say I created these photos, because it is, I press the button, but that's all I do. It's such a team effort for me to do what we're doing. And I've been so blessed to have so many amazing people, come in and out and help and support. And from the people in front of the camera to people behind the camera, man, I'm entirely and internally grateful for all their help.
I hear you. It takes a village. So.
Hey, man. It sure does, man. It sure does.
Mm-hmm. Definitely takes a village. Well, if you ever need a hairy redneck for one of your photos, sign me up.
Well, we need hairy rednecks all the time. If you look at them, quite a few photos have hairy rednecks in them.
Even better. That's great. That's great. We'll do it.
Man, I'm also just wondering, out of all these pictures, do you care if I show people your website?
No, not at all.
On this? Okay,
yeah.
So, I mean, we'll take a look at this, and I'm just wondering, like, okay, can y'all see the website?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna scroll here, Knox, while I talk. I mean, all these photos, all these different characters, like I've just a couple questions here, Ben. If you have a question, whenever I'm scrolling, please just blurt. Number one, favorite picture, which I'm sure that's like picking a favorite kid. So if you got to just pick a few, that's fine. And hardest to capture, just in general. And again, you could pick a couple, but I mean, I like a pool table with a freaking bull. What is going on here, man? It's crazy. I love it.
I think my favorite is probably, if you keep scrolling, I'll tell you. It should pop up pretty soon. That one right there with the guy praying. That's what I was telling you all about.
Yeah, the Texas prayer.
Yeah.
or the Texan
So
prayer.
the title there is a Texan prayer because it again, us Texans are proud to be Texans. So it it really strikes a match for me. The hardest one, that one wasn't easy. Let's think about. None of them are easy.
I'm
That's
about to
the
say,
thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
That one right there. If you go back down with the Mustang racing the Mustang
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
on
Yeah.
top right. Yeah. So the title of that one's American Muscle. So that one was another one that was a year and a half of planning and production and figuring out how to make it happen, and then all the way down to, okay, we're going to run a horse on a racetrack. How, what kind of special farrier do we need to make sure that he's got the right shoes on his feet so that when that horse is running, he's not slipping? And so we had to put special borium into the horseshoes, and it's like, God, there's all of these tiny little details that people
Wow.
don't see that have to happen. And then, oh, by the way, the night we're doing the shoot, I look at the weather, which I never do, and it's going to rain. So I hired a freaking lighting guy at midnight the night before, and he's got to show up at 5 a.m. And luckily he's a buddy and made it happen. But like that shot doesn't happen with natural light because I had to stop that motion and it was raining on us, So there's all these crazy things just pressing down on us, trying to make sure we don't get the photo. But that's kind of where I say, Jesus is that guy that's helping us, and he's just kind of always there. He's like, man, keep believing, keep chasing, keep loving me, and I'll make sure you make it through.
That's
how
right.
how much time from okay, you press the button, the photo's taken. How long from then to in a frame? Like, I mean, is there a bunch of editing? Is there, just the
Great question.
process? How does that work?
What we do is we don't Photoshop anything in, if that makes sense. Like the car's there, the horse is there. That's all real.
Mhm.
But the editing, I'm a very detail oriented person when it comes to the photo. So we'll edit, print, look, edit, print, look. The absolute fastest we've ever gone from taking the photo to it printed and framed was about 11 days.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some time and effort. And see, people don't realize the backside of what we do, whether it's large scale photos like you're doing or TV side media production. It all is very time consuming when it comes to the after the production, post production. That's where a lot of your time and energy is spent on fixing minute details and making sure the color is
100%.
correct, on color grading and different things like that. So, a lot of people don't see that and they don't understand, well, why does this cost so much? Well, we spent, 150 hours on it just in post.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's like I'll spend 20, 30, 40 hours sitting looking at a photo, which makes me go crazy. But it's that important because it's like, I got to make sure those details are perfect before it gets massive.
And I don't know if you're like me or not, but I can look at a photo and it drives me to insanity. Even when I know that it's correct, it's still, I will find something else that I don't like.
Every single day. I see photos of mine printed in people's homes and I'm like, can't look at it.
Can't look at it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And John's over there like, dude, that picture's awesome. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not good. Not good enough.
And that's, I think, another reason why we take color out of the equation, because a lot of times I feel like I can't get the color how I see it here, and it drives me crazy.
I can understand that. And I'll tell you, it don't matter, dude. Whenever you're fixating on something and you are like, man, it's got to be just freaking perfect. And then you go back a month later and look at it and you're like, you know what? It actually is pretty awesome. I was just really hyper-focused and it's probably fine.
No, and they're great, man. A lot of the times I have to step back and realize, like I heard a musician one time say, or a guy asked this musician, I know he said, or I don't know him, but I was listening to him talk, and he said, how do you know when the song's ready to be released? He goes, man, I don't. They just kind of find a way of releasing themselves and escaping into the world. And I kind of feel the same. At some point, like I can sit there and analyze forever, but at some point it just needs to escape.
Yeah.
It needs to just be out there on its own.
I agree with that.
Sure does. Agree with that for sure. 100%.
Do you do a lot of events. I see that there's like a some event July 4th. Is that something new you're doing?
Yeah, man, we do a bunch of events. We do a bunch of smaller stuff to where I bring the art and show up and entertain and hang out. But we're doing a July 4th event in Aspen, Colorado. We're converting a cool room in this hotel there into kind of a quasi gallery for 2 days, and then we'll have shows and events going on throughout the summer at the gallery. And we're doing a couple more in Montana this summer, and probably one in Telluride, Colorado. We'll kind of be beat bopping around out west, trying to show art.
Man,
great.
You know, not to make light of what you're talking about with your art and all that, but every time I hear Aspen, all I think about is Dumb and Dumber. Aspen.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
That's not far off. Everything you've seen in Dumb and Dumber is about that. Yeah.
I can't help it, man. It's like that's the only thing I think of is Aspen. Yeah. Shows up on the little moped, stretches his arms out real big. Picked up this hog. It's 35 miles to the gallon.
Yeah. I love it, dude.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh,
Yeah, well, this is just part of life, though, right? Is, you know, as serious as you take your art, there's also a part that's like, hey, man, outside of this, we just got to have fun and enjoy life.
Oh, man. That's everything. Yeah, if you're not enjoying it, you're doing the wrong thing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No two ways about it, man. Couldn't agree more with that statement right there.
Mm-hmm. And again, it's like, thank God every day for getting to do what I do, and that he gave me the ability to find out what I love so early, man, because it's a blessing, and I don't take it for granted, you know, and I sure do appreciate what I get to do and what he allows us to, the success he allows us to have because of it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was struggling with that for a long time because I thought, why me? Why do I get to do this? And why do I get to share the gospel? I am no different than anybody else. I am just a sinner. That's it. Saved by grace. That's all I am. And I was sitting down with lunch with a gentleman one day, and I asked him that question. I said, why? Why am I any different than anybody else? He said, because you're willing. I was like, oh.
Wow.
A little change of perspective there. I was like, well, now that you put it like that, I understand.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm sitting there beating myself up like, man, why do I get to do all this cool stuff? And there's these other people that, you know, they don't get to do this stuff, but they're just not willing to do what God wants them to do and share his word on every platform they live on. So that's just what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I love that. And it's interesting. Over the course of my relationship with my fiance, my relationship with God has gotten much stronger. I've always loved the guy and always had a relationship there, but I've been able to be much more outspoken about it, and it's been really awesome. And you know, it's kind of like you just said, I'm willing to share it. I'm willing to talk about it. And I feel like I've got a platform now to get to talk about it. And that's one of the reasons I'm so proud of that image of Texan prayer, because there's just not much art with God in it. And I want to bring him into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, just an idea, a duck hunter's prayer would be pretty cool too.
I mean, you could do a whole series of prayers. You know what I mean? A duck hunter. I'm gonna write that down.
There you go. There's you some inspiration. A duck hunter's prayer, deer hunter's prayer, you know, the spring strut prayer, whatever you want to talk about.
The spring strut prayer, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There's you some ideas. Run with it.
That's it. Hey, you know.
I love it. Yeah, sorry. I don't want to forget that one. I got a bad memory. My brain is fleeting. That was a good one.
Hey, I'm full of ideas. Now, whether they're good or not, that's up to the beholder, you know.
Amen. I feel the same way.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, there is a turkey right now walking across this field, like right beside the lodge here.
No way.
That's a mistake. Okay. I see where they're going to roost. I see where they're going to bed.
Ben's going to have to go early.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
I just hope you're safe for me this weekend.
Oh, I'm going to. We got a film two getting killed this weekend, so I'm gonna save one or two.
Man.
I mean, technically speaking, there's only been two
At least
killed,
a
and
tag
when I
for us.
did the count, there was
Yeah, exactly.
25 longbeards.
Yeah,
so we
no
got plenty.
doubt. Uh-oh.
We got plenty. Plenty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Well, brother Knox, man, where can people find you at, dude? What's kind of, I know you're doing a thousand things. This is your time to plug all those things, my friend.
Awesome, man. My social media is probably the easiest, just at Knox Kronenberg. There's a silent K in front of my name, and then last name starts with a K. That's kind of be the easiest. And then my website, just knoxkronenberg.com, kind of has everything on it. So
Gotcha.
I got an awesome social media girl that helps make sure everything gets shown up in the right places. Because if it was up to me, y'all wouldn't see anything on social media because I forget about it.
Yeah, dude, I feel that.
Oh yeah, me too.
Trying to find the time. I mean, especially and as you know, as a business owner, and then plus all these things, and getting married is a whole nother obstacle in life. That's beautiful and great, but can be just another kind of thing to challenge you. And is all of a sudden this person wants time in your life, and you're like,
Totally.
huh? You like want to hang out like a lot, huh? Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. You're like, all right, I guess you get
All
like
right.
you.
Wait, you're here when I come home?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Like, wait a minute. You like get sad if I leave?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can come. You're gonna hate it, but you can come on. I mean, whatever. Yeah, it's a whole adjustment, man. I mean, especially now with a kid, it's yeah, that definitely will change your life, dude.
Well, congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I really do appreciate it. It's something else, brother. I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world. I can tell you that right now. So
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it, man.
It's incredible. But I am getting out of the house this weekend and going down to Bend, and we will have to meet up with you at some point, Knox. I know.
Oh, done, man.
Because whenever it's so crazy, right? And this is kind of what we've been talking about this whole time. Just the way that God works, like. Man, I feel like every once in a while I'll get in a room and I'm like, I don't deserve to know this person. Like, there's no way in any other world, like if this was 50 years ago, me and you would have never met.
Never.
It would have never have happened. And it's like, so the fact that I went to Nashville at a turkey show, aka Redneck Comic Con, met Mr. Carson Tharp from Japu, connected with you, and then by all this, you marry a beautiful woman who is from a town 40 minutes from where I grew up. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. The world's tiny, man. It's this big.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't want to give out the town, of course, but whenever I was on the phone with you, she's like, "Yeah, I'm from this town." I was like, "No, you're not. There's no way. That's crazy." I'm like, I've got family in this town, and I've got wait a minute, did you go to school here? Blah blah blah. And it's like, holy crap, dude. That's So
small world.
It's just incredible to me. So, my advice to people is to just go and just do, because that's what I did, man. Ben kind of talked about it earlier. I mean, I was in a 1-bedroom apartment on campus and getting my degree in business, and I had opportunities in different companies and different things, making decent money out there. Right. I went to school in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and, right there in Nashville, basically I had some opportunities, whatever. And, don't get me wrong. There was times I thought I was crazy and, everything, but it's like, hey man, I want to go film hunts. Like, I want to be in this hunting industry. I know that's what I want to do. How if this is going to work, that's for the adventure to figure out on its own. But I just knew I had to do it. So it's just putting your faith in going, brother. I think we kind of are on the same page there.
Yeah, say yes and taste it as hard as you can. Don't stop.
That's it.
There's a cool kind of, like, I'm addicted to learning about entrepreneurial founders and people that have built really big businesses, and there's this kind of cool common thread that all these guys talk about, and they say, find something you love and do it for a decade and don't look up.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
See where you get. And I'm like, all right, let's see what we can do.
I'll see you in 10 years, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it.
So,
Rocking and rolling.
Ben, my brother, you got anything else to add or ask or whatever?
No, sir. I don't. Just really appreciate you, Knox, for
close up
taking
on
the time to be on here with us. We absolutely love it.
No,
Mm.
Man, appreciate y'all for inviting me on and looking forward to being buddies and staying in touch, man. Y'all are kind of stuck with me now at this point.
Hey,
good.
Look here, you are
You're stuck with us. Yep.
Listen, we will get in a camp together. We'll take some photos, some videos, and I promise to cook something. Oh, that's one thing I got to ask you. What's one of your favorite meals? Just so I got an idea of what I'm kind of cooking for whenever it happens.
If I'm a simple man, my favorite all-time meal is a darn good breakfast taco.
Breakfast taco, you got it.
Yeah,
we will make it happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this.
The one good thing about being in, sorry, Ben.
No,
the one good thing, I used to work at this little tiny place you may have heard of called Buc-ee's.
Buses.
So,
buses.
The old buses.
Buses.
They got good tacos, bro.
Dude, we can go into a whole nother episode about my time there. All I'm going to say is I learned how to wrap a burrito. So I got you, man. I can make a breakfast burrito.
All right. Rock and roll.
Yeah. So anyway, dude, man, I really do appreciate you.
And I'll tell you, you have got to try his Cajun
Ben, if there's
deer
anything
mac
else,
and cheese.
The floor is yours.
I have nothing else, brother. Nothing else on my end, sir.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much, man. I sure do appreciate it.
Knox, I sure do appreciate you
guys.
Sir.
Absolutely.
If you guys want some awesome fine art, check out his website. And if worst case, at least just go look at it and look at the incredible artwork and passion that this man has brought into this world. So, Knox, I appreciate your time, dude. I know you're busy, and God bless. We'll see you around.
Thank you, guys. God bless. Adios.
Yes, sir. See ya.
See y'all. Oh.